All right, what's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? Hopefully, everybody can hear me. Let me get a comment in the group chat or in the what I said group chat, the chat box. Please and thank you, so I can know who's listening. My intro got my intros going. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Okay, we are going to be talking about one of our favorite little neo-Nazis and anti-black man haters, and apparently more and more, from what I'm hearing, she's sounding like one of those divine black women, or the divine woman, secret shadow, black woman goddess. The entire world needs to worship at the ground of black women, and we're just using white men and white supremacy as tools to first crush black men, and then we're going to crush everyone. So that's what I'm hearing from her. But okay, so Lexus Exodus and this damage control, I didn't put the link in the description. I need to go through all my videos and like start putting the links in the description box. This will be one where I put the link for her video so that y'all can torture yourselves by watching her. But that's kind of a catch-22 because then we're giving her more views. Ugh, but okay. So Lexus Exodus goes through, she makes a video speaking about apparently these powdered donut, powdered dust, and powdered dusties is what she calls, I guess, white dudes being white dudes. And this is her doing damage control. Apparently some of her, I guess she's hearing stories of failed swirl and divest attempts or divester attempts. Now she's doing the, well, do the, you need to find the best man for you. She's walking it back a little bit. And shout out to, and I will I will post your name in my description box. Shout out to you, brother, for telling me about her video, because I check these people's channels maybe once every other day, once every third day or whatever. So I missed it by a few hours because she just posted it. So the brother was on it. I guess he subscribed to her. I don't subscribe to these people, but I do check out their pages every once in a while just to see what's going on. And yeah, so Lexus Exodus is doing damage control. She covers a story of a black woman who was on the roster of a six-figure white dude. And he's traveling across the country just, I guess, slinging and banging women. The girl that gave the story, or the young woman that gave the story, did not say whether it was pretty much all black women or if it was all black women. I'm leaning towards it probably being all black women, a white dude just out here running through black women. And they're making it super easy because obviously he's not a black man, so their guards are down, and they're as a matter of fact, and the girl actually admits then finding out that this white man is doing all of this and then still going to see him. She apparently she's from Atlanta, he's in Minnesota. All these women have a group chat. They finally catch on to his plans, and then this young lady, even after finding out the full story, still goes and visit him in Minnesota, and you probably know what goes on. So there's that story. There's the story of a black woman from Africa coming into the US, meeting up with some dude, I think in Idaho or Ohio. Was it Ohio? I can't remember, but one of these states, right? And then living with him, and then apparently going to getting like she's goes missing, and then the family calls for a wellness check for the police. The police do a wellness check. The white guy says, "Oh yeah, she packed up her bags and left in some black truck." They check the house. They see clothes and boots, and he done maxed out her credit card, and there's evidence that he got rid of her, right? But they don't charge him for that, but they charge him with everything else, fraud and all this other stuff, because he maxes out her credit cards, he changes her passwords on the internet and all that other stuff. Then there's the story that I covered maybe last month or the month before, of the divester chick that her white man took the baby and dipped off on her. So I mean, Lexus Exodus covers all of these stories, and now she's trying to give words of wisdom, and you know, you got to be careful. Yeah, it's less dusty in other communities, but all of these men can be dusty and blah blah blah. And she goes down that weird road because apparently 6 figures is not enough anymore. Yeah, she says the dealing with multiple women is a 7-figure thing, not a 6-figure thing. I was making 6 figures in my 20s or something like that, she says. Yo, these people are insane. Lexus Exodus, just admit that some of your divester sistren are taking L's. And sometimes those L's are death. I'm not even here to go ha 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 to your subscribers. I'm saying you are one of the worst people ever. Because people like you know better. People like you, and she admitted that she dated white dudes like this. She like, y'all are the worst. I said it to the sisters before. Y'all keep on following Lexus Exodus and Mahogany Pink, and they're gonna have y'all eating. They're gonna have y'all eating the box. I'll say it like that. Because they're not telling you men are human beings. And what do you expect? Let me get this right. Y'all dating white dudes because white dudes are better than black men. Okay, fine. Granted, fine. Right? I'll concede that. Cool. For argument's sake. They built communities, they have money, they have status. What do you think happens when those white dudes flip all that money, status, and power on you? What do you think happens? What do you think happens? Now Lexus Exodus is advocating for black women to make sure you build yourself first before you get in these relationships and blah blah blah. So essentially, so these men can't they can't use their money and status against you. I'm like, bro, you are the worst. You and Mahogany Pink and Real Talk with Yanni and Paris Milan, y'all are the worst. Oh, y'all the worst people on the planet. I told all y'all sisters, these women don't got y'all best interests at heart. They just trying to get back at their baby daddy. These women don't have y'all best interests at heart. These women are the worst. They're going to send y'all down a road of just being a white man or a Latino man or an Asian man bust down. Or you're going to realize that these white dudes ain't better than black men, and then you're going to be mad at both. And then you're going to be eating the box. Right? I said it. I know, and I knew it, right? This was inevitable. What do you think was going to happen? What did you what? Once again, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. These people are they're the worst actors, right? They don't have these conversations in good faith, period. They don't want the best for black women. They want black men to feel the pain. And so they send other black women and young black girls on these missions to be the bust down for non-black dudes. And then when those non-black dudes use them the way they should, when you see black women so desirous and begging for the attention and the validation of non-black men, and these black men could smell that. They could smell it on y'all. Even if you try to hide it with this fake bravado and this fake sense of self, they could smell it on you. They could smell the need for white validation. They could smell on you a hatred for black men. They smell it on you. And they use you. Or they harm you. And sometimes the worst way. And so then you're no good to no one. And now Lexus Exodus is trying to do damage control. No, lady, eat that. You and the other women like you send these women off send-off missions to get played and used by white dudes. By non-black men, but primarily white dudes. You don't even do your own math. Okay, white men built and they do this and they protect and they do this and that. Okay, cool. And what happened when he flipped that on your ass? And a white supremacist anti-black society. A white man with this supposed money and status, and he's way better than black men, and he's industrious, and he got businesses, he got money. Cool. What happens when he switches that on you? You're not even doing your own math. Okay, fine. He got all this money and all this status, and other women don't want him too. Other black women. So yeah, he's gonna have y'all in heavy rotation. 10, 20, 30 something women he's dealing with at the same time. Why not? White dudes strictly dating black women and running through black women all around the country. So y'all want to be, because when the white dude went to all 50 states and he dated nothing but white women, y'all felt a certain way. So do y'all want to have the conversation about the white dudes that strictly date black women and they running through y'all? He's not just dating. Let me be very clear. He's not just taking y'all on dinner dates. No, he's having sex with y'all. Let me be very blunt with what I'm saying. White dudes having sex with tens of black women at a time. Y'all want to have that conversation? Because everybody know. They know how much y'all, especially y'all divestors are all over the internet. Being very clear. Y'all want to talk about air quotes, black men's air quotes preference. Y'all are walking around the internet on blowhorns telling the world how much you despise black men. And you don't think a white dude or a Latino dude or an Asian dude that got a chocolate tooth ain't gonna run through y'all? What? Lexus Exodus is too late. I made the video months ago. Y'all are too loud. I made that when Asia Maynard was found dead. Y'all are too loud. Now you want to play damage control. You were one of the loudest. It's too late now. Oh, so now you're gonna be like Crystalline Kerosene? No, y'all, no, Lexus Exodus. Oh no, you don't get to play damage control now, sister. Oh no, nope. And that's why we keep these things on record. That's why we keep these things on record. Oh no, Lexus Exodus, you don't get to play damage control now. Not when you was with the old black woman, what, Deborah, whatever her name is. No, not after you did that interview with Mahogany Pink. Oh no, nope. You don't get to play damage control now. No, you were not telling black women to look out for other non-black men too. No, you were not. And let's give, argument's sake, yeah, you were. How often did you bring that up? Right? Once again, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Oh no, we going in tonight. Because now she want to play damage control. No, you don't get to play damage control. You're a horrible person, Lexus Exodus. You are a horrible person. I have a channel too. You know what I don't do? I don't send black men on send-off missions. Oh, these non-black women are better. You ain't gonna find dust over there like you find dust over here. Right? I have a channel also. You could ask my subscribers. I check that at the door. Nah, bruh. I'm not saying that sisters don't got their way, black women don't have their ways, but you be damned if you mess around and go to the wrong person and you're gonna find that same thing over there. I came in the door saying that. Because yes, I have my issues with black women, but that don't mean I'm blind to what this world is and what this country is. Y'all been sending wait a minute, whoa, wait a minute. Lexus Exodus, the first video I ever watched from you was you and your subscribers celebrating the racist white dude from UCLA. His homeboy recording him going off on black men because his girlfriend, who he cheated on, then cheats on him with a black dude, and now he's going off on the phone with his mother about the black dude and saying all type of N-words. And your subscribers are saying they would be perfectly okay with being in a relationship with a racist ass white dude. Oh no, Lexus Exodus, you don't get to play damage control now. You and your subscribers were low-key celebrating this racist white dude being a racist white dude. Now you want to play damage control because some of those black women are ending up in the worst type of situations, if not dead? Now you want to play damage control? Lexus Exodus, you can't run from this. You can't run from being black. You can't run from the racists. They're everywhere. See, you thought because y'all are black women and you put on that fake light voice that you can run from this. You can't run from this. That if you threw black men under the bus because you learned that from all those black academics from 30 and 40 and 50 years ago, you can't run from this. If you just appeal to white men and show them, hey, I hate black men too, that you could run from this, you can't run from this. What, if you regurgitate the same type of racist language the white dudes use, nignogs, you still using nignogs while telling black, you still using it while telling black women, yeah, you got to be careful for the powder dusties too. No. Call a thing, you taking L's. Your team is taking L's. So let me get this right. So Chrissy over here talking about she's a, what, not pansexual, polygynist. You over here trying to backtrack. Crystal and Kerosene trying to backtrack because you and the other super insane divestors and swirlers are coming in the door with the language. So everybody trying to play damage control. Real talk with Yanni crying when Lauren Smith Field happened because she feel like people like her sent that girl to her death. Y'all probably did. But then months later, she making the video mocking Dr. Umar Anderson. I mean, I said Umar Anderson. Dr. Umar Johnson. Oh, no. What y'all don't get to play damage control after y'all done send all these little hurt black women and girls out to get dogged by white dudes and Latino dudes. Y'all don't get to play damage control. Nope. Y'all were too loud. Y'all were walking around the internet with blow. Lexus Exodus, you're the one who started the campaign against Tina Knowles for that documentary. You're the one. You were the loudest one. You were the loudest one. You and your subscribers were calling this grandma a mammy. And whatever modern sense y'all got it. A woman who lived through what that word really meant. What a mammy really meant. Y'all were calling a grandma. Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mom, y'all were calling her mammy in the way y'all mean it. To insult her because she was defending the image of black women. And now you want to play damage control because those same type of women that you were advocating for are now getting dogged out and hurt and maybe even killed by white men? Oh no, you don't get to play damage control now. No, not on my watch. Not on my watch. And you could send whatever lame Spanish dude or white dude to come see me. Not on my watch. You're the worst. And now you're talking about 6 figures is not enough to cheat? Lady, white dudes is cheating only making 20 grand a year. White dudes is cheating sleeping on some black women's couch, white women's couch, Asian women's couch. Because all of y'all worship that white skin. You think those white dudes don't know? You think they don't? I said it. I've worked with these white guys. From blue collar to white collar, they know all you women of color are fiending them. Because you want the status, and now they playing y'all. Don't worry, Asian women got horror stories too about these white dudes. They know. Y'all are too damn loud. And so now they playing all of y'all, the Latinas, the Asian women, the black, and especially they playing black women. Oh, too easy. Too easy. A basic brat is running through y'all, let alone a white dude with a little bit of status about himself and some money running through y'all. First of all, let me say this also, Lexus Exodus. This 6-figure thing, you do know like about only 10% of men make that. Let's be nice and say 15. Let's be nice and say 15. So when you say six figures is the bare minimum, what the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? Once again, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. We going in tonight. This might get demonetized, so, you know. Y'all go ahead and throw something in the pot. What are you talking? Lexus Exodus, you are the worst. Y'all are like among the worst people. Y'all are so disingenuous. Y'all are so disingenuous. Y'all are so fake. Y'all are so fake, bro. Y'all are so fake. I talk to my subscribers about the environment. I tell them what's going on. I keep them up to breast. And women like you, all y'all do, you, Yanni, Paris, all y'all do is rage porn content for your subscribers. That's all you do. And y'all got a little Patreon where y'all give them that fake black woman, divine black woman type crap. All that fake manifest mumbo jumbo crap. I'm a content creator too. Yeah, some of my subscribers might leave here a little bit more depressed, but they gotta know it's real so they can better navigate what's going on this planet and in America. But no, not y'all. Oh no, no, no. Y'all too busy telling y'all women, y'all subscribers a bunch of lies. A bunch of BS. Lying to them, ego stroking, placating all day, every day. Making them delusional as hell. Then they go out here and become the victims of these white boys and these men, these white men. How many videos we see of black women crying because the white frat bro done used them? Right? Crying because the white guy played them. Crying because the young lady said the white guy's dad, her man's dad told her to suck his whatever. There was another video. There's a couple of videos of black women saying the white dude pumped them and dumped them, left them with the kid and dipped out on them. How many stories are we gonna hear like this? Oh, the white guys are less dusty than the black guys. You realize that white society has like a 50% divorce rate, right? And it's mainly white women filing for divorce, right? You do realize that, right? And if the white dudes got more money than the black guys, which they do, and the white women are still divorcing them at a 50% clip, from your own type of math, wouldn't that speak to maybe the white guys? They have more money than the black men. You, pink, breakup, and y'all radicalize those young women and those women. Crap language. I'm Borgen. My bad. Let me see. Can you guys hear me better now? Right? Hopefully y'all can hear me better now. But yeah, y'all take these women who might have had one or two bad situations with a man, with black men. I'm sorry, can you guys hear me better now? Okay, what I was saying is that these women are the worst people ever. They're the worst. They are the worst people. Let me say their names again. Real Talk with Yanni. Lexus Exodus. Mahogany Pink. Chrissy. Paris Milan. Y'all are the worst. Because you take young women and women and girls who might have just had one bad heartbreak, one bad breakup, maybe more than one, right? A bad date, a baby daddy issue, right? They just broke up or divorced their ex-husband. Y'all take that and y'all radicalize those women and turn them into these neo-Nazi black girls and women. Y'all are the worst. See, over here we have conversations about what's really going on in the environment, post-COVID housing recession, all of that, everything. Inflation, gas prices, we talk about all of that over here. Prepare yourselves for whatever's coming down the pike. We talk about, you know what y'all do? All you do is give your subscribers rage porn content. That's what y'all do over there. That's what y'all do over there? Nothing about what's really going on out here. As a matter of fact, Lexus Exodus, even in this video, you came out your mouth talking about 6 figures isn't good enough. Shout out to Detroit. Yes, divested zealot also. Y'all are the worst. Y'all are the worst. Cynthia G, all of y'all are the worst. To think we're living through a post-COVID recession and you're still coming out your mouth talking about 6 figures isn't good. Lady, do you know how much millennial men, forget just black men. Okay, you know what? Black men are not even a part of, you know how much what the percentage of millennial men that make 6 figures plus? Was it like 4 or 5%? Something stupid low? Right? And you coming out your mouth talking about it's not, you know what? We're not even going to focus on that. Let's focus more on, you're young, and I said it. If y'all remember Mr. Z saying it, these women are going to go out here. The white dudes could smell it on them. And not even, you know what? Let's not even talk about the white guys that could smell the desperation coming off of some of these women. And some of these women are actually doing better educationally and financially than the white guys they date and even sometimes marry. Let's not even focus on that. Just by being out here in the world and dating and mating, you're gonna run into bad dates and horrible situations. Just because you're out here mingling. And what black women like Lexus Exodus were attempting to convince their subscribers is that that's far less likely to happen outside the black community. Sis who? See, if you're not grading on a curve because the white man is a white man, sis who? Y'all are going to continue to run into these issues. Especially if you're not grading on a curve because the white dude is a white dude. You're going to continue to run into these issues. As you should. Because y'all are not honest about this environment. Y'all are liars. Y'all are liars. Shout out to you, Ed. Right? I guess I am a black woman social worker. These people are the worst, bro. They're the worst. Now she want to play damage control. You don't get to play damage control. Not with how you've been running around here with that blowhorn. See, you was reveling in, who was it, Rolling Stone or whoever asked you for the interview or asked to speak to you after y'all went in on Tina Knowles for that documentary. And now what? What, so some of your disciples are going out there and getting their heads taken off by the white guys? Both figuratively and even maybe literally. Yes, y'all are sending some of these black women to their death. Yes, y'all are. And now you want to play damage control. Now you want to play damage control. One thing Paris Milan was right in, but she should include herself in this. Y'all hate black women. Excuse me. Y'all actually do hate black women. Y'all do. But y'all hate black men more than you love black women. Y'all hate black men more than you love black women. And then you send black girls and women out to be destroyed by these white dudes. And even by your own logic, white guys got more money, they got more status, they better than black men, they did this fine. Like I said, what that look like when he switch it on you? Because the court systems are in his favor, right? The state is in his favor. The entire judicial system is in his favor. The police, all of it, right? So when that flips on you, now what? Like I said, Y'all are sending black women really out here to munch on the box, because that's the logical conclusion of this. Think about it. Like I said, and I said this before, if black men are not good enough, right? Black men are not on your level. Not enough non-black men are not racist, and not enough non-black women want to munch on the box, then guess what that means? Most black women, not most, but a sizable chunk of black women are just going to end up with other black women. And that's okay if that's what you want to do. Right? That's okay if that's what you want to do. But, right? This was bound to happen. What did y'all think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? Wait, so y'all work with, some of y'all work with these white women and y'all don't hear them complaining about white men? That's what you telling me? Right? Y'all don't hear them complaining about white men? This is like the height of ignorance, or the, not even ignorant, because I put money Lexus Exodus is not a dumb woman. She's just a bitter, angry black men woman. She's that, but I put money she's not a dumb. You can hear it in mahogany pink voice too. That's not a dumb woman. These are not stupid women. These are not uneducated women. They're just bitter, angry black men women, which makes them even more dangerous. You don't even get to play the ignorant game. You don't get to feign ignorance. That's why I called y'all neo-Nazis. You talk all this crap about black men. You regurgitate white racist, white supremacist, anti-black talking points. And then your subscribers go out here and deal with these white dudes for real. Some of these Latino dudes and these Asian dudes for real. And most of them are going to come back with horror stories. Yeah, you heard right. Most divestors are going to come back with horror stories. Most of y'all are not going to end up, and I don't mean 51% most. Most of you are going to come, especially if you're not grading on a curve, but even if you are. How can you not pay attention to the environment that much? The marriage rate is going to the crapper anyway. How do you not pay attention? How did you think this was going to go? Wait, I want the omniscient white man, the omnipotent white man. I want him. I want to date him. I want to pogo stick, you know. But I don't want him to cheat. What? I want him to only have eyes for me. What? How did y'all think this was going to go? That's why I'm calling y'all are the worst people ever, because you're not even dumb. You're just bitter. You're not even ignorant. You are just bitter at ex-husbands and baby daddies. And so you send black girls and black women to go just get shredded, get put through the meat grinder of white society. Go have to deal with these white dudes, racist moms, racist dads, racist friends, and him even being racist. And now you want to play damage control, and you got to look out for the powdered dusties too. Nah, nope. You don't get to play damage control now. You don't get to play damage control now. I see you didn't touch on Lauren Smith Fields. I see you didn't touch on Asia Maynard. Huh? What happened? What happened? Y'all are literally sending black girls and women to their death. Y'all are literally, you know why I get to be on my high horse today? Because I'm a content creator too. And I never lied to my subscribers about any type of it's better over there crap. Yeah, maybe for some of us. Maybe. Y'all send y'all subscribers out here to get shredded. And now you want to play damage control. Now you want to play damage control. Y'all were all over IG. Oh my God, on Twitter. On Twitter. On Clubhouse. Y'all over here piling around with white racist cops. Y'all over here saying how you get off watching white racist cops manhandle black men. Lexus Exodus, you were so bad, even FD Signifier clipped out your clip for his video to speak about divestors. That's how bad you are. He couldn't even defend you. And now you want to play damage control? You want to play, let's get it right. You were talking about black men being on the DL. That's the clip that FD played. Have you never, wait a minute, have you never spoken to white women or Latina women? You want to talk about black men being on the DL? You want to talk about black, lady, you're the worst. You want to talk about black men being on the DL, Lexus Exodus? Maybe you need to go talk to white women and Latina women. That's how I know, like, this disingenuous BS crap about black women empowerment that y'all are on. It's just crap. It's a bunch of bitter, angry black women huddling together, singing kumbaya to each other. And there's only one logical conclusion. You being by your damn self, like Kevin Samuels and Roger Report say, buy a dog, die alone, or you munching on some other black woman's vagina. That is the logical conclusion to what the hell y'all talking about. That is the end. Instead of y'all building with black men for real, not this BS Disney building, y'all would rather be the bust downs for white dudes. And now y'all, many of you are, and you don't know what to do with yourselves. They cursing y'all out. They calling y'all inwards. They being physically abusive. They being what this air quotes financially abusive, air quotes emotionally abusive, right? They leaving y'all high and dry. They leaving y'all with kids. All the stuff you claim black men are the worst at, right? You put in that little BS clip of the white dude that's supposedly taking melanin shots, and he did the interview with Vlad TV, and apparently he calls himself pretty much a black man, right? Just to essentially try to water down what you're really trying to do, which is damage control, because black women are listening to you. Some of these black girls and women are listening to you, and they going out here getting scalped by white dudes. Do y'all not understand frat and bro culture? Do you, bro? Wait a minute, y'all don't know what 23 and 24 and younger white dudes began up to? The body counts. Y'all are the worst. Y'all, that's like the theme of tonight. These people are the worst. Because none of you can act, you can't even feign ignorance because none of you are dumb. I'll give you that. None of you are dumb. None of you women that I listed are dumb. Y'all are just bitter and angry. And that's what makes y'all the worst. And Edward Anderson says, I henceforth will call swirling spiral activity. Look, man, These people are the worst. They're the worst. So black men ain't ish. Everybody, all black women run for your lives to non-black men. And y'all didn't even really start talking about Latino men neither. Ooh, that's gonna be the story of the century. Y'all complaining about them white dudes. Y'all don't want to talk about what them Latino dudes are doing with y'all. All in South Florida, all in that Northeast New York area, all on the West Coast. Y'all don't want to talk about those white dudes. I mean, excuse me, those Latino dudes. Because if the white dude's putting y'all through it, what did y'all think? Men are men are men. You didn't think those non-black men could smell y'all? Like I said, they could see the desperation on y'all all in their comment section. Ooh, do you date black girls? Do you date black women? You think they don't smell the desperation? And even for those that don't, for white guys, you think they don't know? They know their social and political position in this society. Their forefathers are the one that created this system. So let me get this right. You as a black woman in a white supremacist anti-black society, you think you could flex anything? I mean, you could flex your thong, but you think you can flex anything on a upwardly mobile, somewhere near the upper middle class or above white dude, right? You think you could flex anything on that guy? What can you do to that guy? Ed got jokes tonight. Ed said, I'm listening to you with the Saw theme in the background. Dude, look, man, bro. Lexus Exodus just had horror story after horror story, and she noticed so much more. And now she want to play damage control. No, lady, you and other people like you are leading these young ladies to the slaughter. Because anything better than the black dusties, right? Anything better than the black dusties. Until black women actually end up with these non-black men. And then you get to find out what Karen's been going through, what Becky's been going through, what Miss Ann's been going through. You think she's still married because they actually still have love for each other. They done not had love for each other for the past 20 years. I believe you, Ed. He said, I'm not playing. I believe you. See, the only thing holding those white relationships together is that money. And black women, y'all gonna find out the hard way. The only thing holding those white relationships together is the money. Clearly, because the number one reason for divorce in America is what again, everyone? So go find out. Right? Go find out. See, when white women were trying to tell y'all, hey, you might want to be careful with these white dudes, y'all ain't trying to hear it. When black men try to tell y'all, all right, be careful with these white dudes, y'all ain't trying to hear it, right? We trying to keep you in air quotes Blackistan. All right, go find out. Y'all ain't even seen nothing yet. You still ain't seen nothing yet. What did you think was like? Y'all are the worst. Theme number one. Number two, what did y'all think was gonna happen? What did you think was going to happen? I'm just a little surprised, to be honest. Just a little. To see Lexus Exodus of all people trying to play damage control. Now, yeah, she's still doing the BS about this kind of background music of like the divine feminine black woman, because she did say something like, it should be an honor to be in a black woman's presence. She didn't say it exactly like that, but kind of that general theme, right? So y'all still a big ass egomaniacs over there, right? But what did you think was going to happen? Y'all wanted to be with the grapers and pillagers and conquerors, right? Isn't that what Cynthia G keep on saying? Y'all are conquered. Y'all are conquered. All right, go. You're ending up with the conqueror. Now you see what he's about. How did you think it was gonna end? And y'all still ain't even seen nothing yet. I said it before. The marriage rate was going down. The marriage rate is going down. How did you think? Let me get this right. The marriage rate is gonna go down, but black women and non-black men interracial marriage rate was going to go up while the marriage rate is going down? I mean, it's possible. It's possible, but and then you brag about, oh, our divorce rate is so low. Clearly because you're grading white men on a curve. That's why. First of all, only 1% of white dudes marry black women, so there's that. But even if we don't count that, and by the way, I'm not joking. It's like I didn't just say that just to say that. It's true. Like about 1% of white men marry black women. So we're literally working off 1 in 100. But let's say I'm off on that. Let's say I'm off on that. Even with that, it's a super low number. Don't you think that as more black women marry white dudes, that divorce rate was going to go higher? Especially when you're marrying lower middle class white dudes, regular white dudes, poor white dudes. How did you think this was going to go? It's going to only be, y'all are only going to be marrying elite rich white dudes? No. How did you think this was going to end up? Lexus Exodus, is this a sign that you're getting off your stupor? No. Y'all coming off that dumb language y'all been using? No. It's not a sign for that? Of course not. Of course not. That's like asking a black woman to apologize. That's never happening. But you thought this was gonna end in which way? Just take this L, Lexus Exodus. Just take this L. And it's gonna continue to be L's because you sent these girls and women out here. And you know what? I'm not saying that even these particular girls or women even know about Lexus Exodus. I'm not even saying that's the case. I'm saying you're going to hear stories like this simply because of the power dynamic between black women and white men, number one. Then, number two, the fact that white men know their power dynamic. Number three, if you're attempting to end up with these upwardly mobile, like I said, upper middle class white dudes, and we're not talking about basic Bob right now, how do you not think he's going to cheat? Let's say your own words, 6 figures is the bare minimum. Now, I don't know if you're doing the math or not, but that's about 10-ish% of men in America, right? So let's say white men is something like 15%. I'm one of 15. I didn't talk about looks yet. I didn't talk about status yet or whatever. So when we start adding height to him, when we start adding maybe some good looks to him, and you think he's going to be with you and not cheat? And I don't mean like occasionally, I mean like not cheat a lot. A good looking, tall, white dude that makes 6 figures, especially let's say under the age of 40, yeah, have fun trying to tame that. Y'all are the worst. Let's try listening to this with the shining. Y'all are the worst. And this speaks to something. I've said this. I don't know if I ever said it on lives, but I've said this in person. Like intelligence don't really mean nothing. Education don't really mean nothing when people are mad. When people are angry, when they're mad, when they're sad, all of our education, it seems, and I think this is a human thing. I think it's worse with women, but I think it's a human thing. All of that go out the window, bro. All of it go out the window. Because, like I said, the women I listed, they're not dumb women. They're just angry, bitter, resentful women. And then they start talking dumb. They start talking myopic. They start talking delusional. That part I actually do think they are delusional. That I don't think they fronting on that. I think they're delusional. Because like I said, when you look at the numbers, and something like what 50% of men in America making some 40 some odd $1,000 a year or less, I don't know what the hell these swirlers and divestors are talking about with getting all of these opulent, uber rich white dudes and Latino dudes and Asian dudes. I don't know what they're talking about. We didn't even factor in whether these white guys are even interested in black women. We didn't even factor that in. We're just talking about the base income numbers. Y'all are the worst. Y'all are bad faith actors. Y'all are bad faith actors. Still living off of, adolescent and childhood trauma. And then spewing that all out in the environment all across the black community because who you thought should have liked you in middle school didn't find you attractive. Or some brother in high school overlooked you for the cute light-skinned cheerleader chick. And now you all in your 30s, maybe even 40s, maybe even 50s, goddamn, maybe even 60s, still holding on to that. Polluting the minds of the young women and girls. And then they go out here listening to you and get scalped by some basic Bob, or maybe even better than basic Bob, white dude. But does it really matter when you don't got nothing to show for it except a hurting pelvis and maybe something you can't cure? Ooh, I wasn't supposed to say that. Huh? Does it matter that you dated a, let's say, $120,000 white dude when you don't got nothing to show for it except a couple of good dinner dates and some other man's man batter swimming in you? That's all you got to show for it? Okay, so yeah, he took you on a 200 and something dollar date. And you got to post a picture on Instagram. That's all you got? That's it. So he get to run up on you, or run up in you better yet, for a 200 and something dollar dinner date. And so you could come back to the hood like, oh, I've dated white men. No, you've been the bust down for white men. Black women, let me ask y'all something. Y'all think these white dudes don't be talking to black men in the office? You think they don't be talking to us on the factory floor? Huh? You think they don't be talking to us in the warehouse? You think they don't brag to us about the black women they be smashing? Black women, blue collar, white men, you think they don't tell us? It was always fascinating to me listening to black women talk like the rest of the world is not listening. We got to get out of this thing where, like, I'm not saying all white people are privy to the conversation in the black community, but we really got to get out of this idea of like black Twitter is really a black Twitter. Like, you need a combination lock, and obviously you need to be black, and your melanin is the pass, and then you walk through the door, and then that's why we have all the arguments and debates and kumbayas, and we get in our little echo chambers and everything. That's not how it works. White people saw y'all celebrating Kobe Bryant's death on Twitter. I just want y'all to know that. White people saw y'all celebrating Kobe Bryant's death. I didn't even talk about Kevin yet. I was reading those comments from white people on the, oh my God, the man just died and y'all celebrating his death. Oh my. Black women, y'all were celebrating this man's death because he didn't marry a black woman. Simply because he did not marry a black woman. Y'all think the world don't know Lexus Exodus, y'all think the world don't know? Maybe not all white people, but anyone a little bit in the know. I was listening to a program a couple nights ago. Yes, these are black people, but one of the sisters on the thing you would have never thought knew. She was like, yeah, this divestment thing, and it's so bad. And no, she's not a divester, but she's like, it's so bad. People know. Lexus Exodus, like I said, y'all are the worst because you're sending black women and black girls instead of y'all talking to them. All this therapy and healing crap y'all talking. Y'all don't really mean that. Y'all are using therapy as a aha, yeah, girl type of thing. Y'all don't really mean therapy. Y'all don't really mean it. You use your anger and rage and resentment on black boys and men for whatever reason as fuel to talk crap about white women, to talk crap about black men, to talk crap about Asian women and Latina women. And then when y'all turn around and get scalped by these non-black men, these South Asian men all in that Pennsylvania, Virginia area running through y'all. Oh, you think we don't know? You think we don't know about the Indian dudes that be smashing black women occasionally? And not marrying y'all like ever. Like ever. Like that, yeah, that's not a thing. Don't even front. That's not a thing. You think we don't know about Habib piping the black chick that worked behind the counter at the Quickie Mart? You think we don't know? Everybody knows. From the very bottom to the top. You think we don't know? Like I said, the white dude smashing y'all in the office all across the country. The white dude smashing y'all all the way from the McDonald's worker when y'all come off of the McDonald's shift. You think we don't know? Right? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And now these women are ending up in the worst situations. And instead of you just a little sympathy, a little, you know what? I can't lie. I messed up. I kind of sent y'all out here. Instead of you doing that, you try to do damage control, number one. And number two, you still throw black men under the bus. Of course you do. But now you're low-key saying, you know what? We need to vet all men type of thing. And your subscribers ate that up. Poor unfortunate souls. Shout out to Little Mermaid. Right? Right? I mean, you know what? Y'all didn't even get it when, and y'all gonna hear a little dinging from the car right now. My old ass Maxima, my little daily. I was definitely not driving that to the job today. I mean, the Z to the job today. Definitely not. Not what was going on today. Right? Wait, so wait a minute. You ladies saw white boys, mainly young white men under the age of 40. You saw them tear into Little Mermaid. Y'all saw them tear into the Little Mermaid. And y'all think those white boys and men, first of all, to do anything with you, even smash. But even the ones that would, you think those white boys and men want to marry y'all? See, I said this to Chrissy. Let me say this again. There's not enough not racist white dudes. I think that's black women's biggest problem. Y'all think there's way more non-black men that want to engage in serious relationship with black women. You forget what society you live in. First, this is not, and I really want to be careful how I say this. We're not even getting into black women's weight. We're not getting into black women's attitude. We're simply saying these men have a racial hierarchy. and they stick to it. This is before we start talking about anything about black women's attitude or their weight or their any of that. They're insane. They're growingly insane. I say growingly. They're growing insane, air quotes, standards, right? We're not even mentioning any of that yet. Simply the racial hierarchy that white men and other men of color adhere to outside of black men. Before we talk about anything else, just that alone. And you wonder how we got here? How did you think this was going to go? How did you think this was going to go? I do think there's a science to this. That much of this is the reason why black women have the highest rate of like either LGBTQ or LGBTQ kind of adjacent activity, kind of being bisexual or just lesbian. Y'all keep on lying to yourselves about this environment. As I said before, you think you're better than your black male counterparts. Non-black men aren't open enough to serious relationship and marriage with black women. And that's the same thing for non-black women, even non-black women that engage in lesbian relationships. So that leaves black women in a very awkward position by themselves, either singularly by themselves or in relationships with other black women by themselves. What did you think was going to happen? Lexus Exodus, what did you think? You're the worst. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. When I say you're the worst, I mean it. I mean it with every fiber of my being. You are the worst. Whatever issue you had with your baby daddy, now the whole world got to feel your wrath, and other black women got to be the victims because people like you and other people like you, send them off to get scalped by white dudes. Now you want to play damage control? Ladies, I told y'all. I know I only got a handful of women subscribers. I know. It's like 3 of y'all. Right? I got like 0.001. My black female subscribers are probably 2 people. Right? But I said it. That's why I'm careful when I say I don't send black men out here to get scalped by non-black women. I'm not sending them to be a victim of some Middle Eastern woman, some Asian woman, some Latina woman, some white woman. Because you know those non-black women are better. No. Are there non-black women that are better than black women for a black man? Yeah. But I'm not sending my subscribers out there to get their head taken off in divorce court or through child support, or y'all get in an argument and she waited till you go to sleep and she take you out. Now the cops can't find your body. What? And once again, that's one thing I'll grant her. We don't know which one of these women were subscribers of hers or you know. I'm not going there with it. But of course you're going to have these horror stories. You could pack up that black woman divine goddess thing. Pack that up. Them white guys do not buy into that. Stop it. That whole egomaniac crap you on with the you should be proud to be in my presence. Get out, get out of your own ass. Stop that this weird mother goddess universe thing that some of y'all are on. You think you so divine and some basic Bob White dude done put you through it. Explain that. Now you telling these women they gotta do this, they gotta do that, then vet all men and da da da. Yo, we're human beings, bro. You're bound to get hurt. Right? You're bound to get hurt. All that. I would rather cry in a Benz coupe. I'd rather cry in a mansion than cry in a small house. Yeah, that sounds nice. That sounds nice until you're in it. Oh, oh yeah, I would rather cry in this situation than that situation. Yeah, that sound nice. That sound cute. Whatever. Until that same white dude start flexing on you for real, for real. Right? You could call it what it is. You got a gynocracy over here in the black community, at worst, if not an egalitarian situation, at best in some of these black homes. You know what you got over there in the white society? It may not be hard-ass patriarchy, but the type of white guys y'all are speaking about, oh yeah, there's money over there. And guess what he gets to do when y'all get into an argument? A real one. Guess what he gets to do? Regardless of whatever pennies you think you got. Once again, Miss Lexus Exodus, you're the worst. Because you're truly a bad faith actor. You do not want the betterment for black women truly. You want to see black women standing on black men. Talk about therapy. Have you ever been, Miss Lexus Exodus? Because all through your words is just, you're dripping with just this insane, toxic hatred for black men. Look at how many of y'all be trying to pull back and retract some of your crap. Y'all trying to play damage control. No, y'all said what y'all said. Black men ain't ish. Right? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, y'all. Black men ain't ish. Fine, black men ain't ish. Right? The question is, then what man is? Right? Black men ain't ish, but so okay, fine. What man is? Y'all don't know about income. Let me take that back. I think Chrissy and them are so off the rocker. Paris Milan, Lexus Exodus, definitely probably Mahogany Pink, Cynthia G, name them. Real talk with Yanni. I think they're so off that a couple of them might actually know income data from the US. They might actually know what the median income is for men and what the average income is for men. Two different things. The average is way higher. But it's still nothing to write home about. It's still not no 70, 80 grand. I think they know, and they still talk the way they do. Maybe their subscribers don't know, but I think those women might know, and they still speak the way they do. Like I said, y'all are the worst. Y'all are the worst. And so eat this. I'm going to read you guys' comments in a minute. Eat this. So from now on, we know that you know what the outcome is from what's going to be the outcome. Not even for most black women, even for divestors and swirlers themselves. Swirlers and divestors themselves, most of you are going to be the bust down for a white dude that's never going to put a ring on your finger. Y'all might not even come out with the mixed kid. I would argue most of you don't even come out with the mixed kid, but most of you definitely ain't going to end up with the ring. And like I said before, I'm not saying 51% most. I'm talking about more like 70 and 75% most. Probably 90. But let's be nice and say 70, 75. Let me tell you what y'all just heard. Most of y'all just heard, so you saying it's not impossible then? Horrible. Y'all are the worst. Most of you are not even going to end up with the oops baby mixed daughter or son. All you got to show for it, if you're lucky, is a nice dinner date. If you're lucky. Most of you are not going to end up with no Birkin bag and no Louis bag from this white dude. That's horrible. So now, black women, y'all could, now that y'all know, y'all content creators know what's happening to some of y'all still gonna be subscribed to them and follow them to the ends of the earth? Now that you know they know what's going on with y'all, right? Y'all gotta keep on following them to the ends of the earth because you just mad that your ex-boyfriend used to drive your car and bring it back with no gas? That was 10 and 15 years ago. You still mad about it? You mad that you found out the cute coworker that you work with, you found out he's dating a white chick or a Latina chick? So you still gonna be subscribed to Lexus Exodus because of this? Right? Y'all are the worst. I temper what I say over here. I temper what I say. Not y'all over there. As it should be expected. Now you trying to play damage control. You do not get to play damage control. I think there's a special dark place for people like Lexus Exodus. Because of you knowing better, you know better. And you proved it in your video how much you know better. But you so despise black men for whatever issues you got going on that you're willing to send black women, out here to get used and abused by non-black men. And now that you're hearing these stories more and more, now you are trying to play damage control. That's why you and all these others talk the way you do. Like I said, Cynthia G over here talking about selective breeding. Y'all are the worst. Spainman says, would I be wrong for making a pro-divest channel? LOL, it's so easy to string them along. I often feel like I'm missing out on the bag. Yeah. Oh, you'll make crazy money. If you were to invest in a voice changer, right? If you were to invest in a voice changer and just start ripping black men apart, oh, the amount of money. And I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of these people are really like some white racist troll dude pretending to be a black woman. I would not be surprised if we were to dox these people and find out, oh yeah, so this is just some 20 something, 30 something year old white dude that came up on a bag because this is he figured it out, right? I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple of that story going on. Joe said white will do. Spademan said make a video with swirl couples and you got you got an easy 20K views. Hell yeah. But the numbers don't reflect that large amount of at least interracial marriages. And according to Christian Rudder, one of the founders of OkCupid, and I think he has access to all the data from Match.com and OkCupid and whatever. White guys ain't really checking for black women online like that. And once again, black women, I'm not saying that you're ugly. I only date black women. It's not about your looks to me. I just know that the white guys created a system where they're not going to compromise that system just to have a bunch of mixed Barack Obama and children running around here. They're just not. Halle Berry and yeah, these people are trying. Mariah Carey and them, they look, yeah, they're attractive, but those white guys don't care about that outside of maybe smashing a couple of these type of women. They're not trying to produce a bunch of these copper tone and light skin and mixed looking black. They're not trying to create all these kids. They're not even having. Let me get this right. The white population is going to the crapper. You think these white dudes want to have those children with black women? They created this white racist system and they keep on perpetuating it for a reason. Much to your chagrin, they don't want to be in real relationships with you. Not in any significant number. It's called racism. Lexus Exodus was making it seem like these bigoted views is some old-timey thing that a few white guys are still holding on to. And no, she didn't say that, but that's how she framed it. No, that's the majority of them if you press them probably. Anyway, let's continue. Oh, damn. Detroit was just naming them. He said, Nala exclusives too. Bossy Empress too. Right? Crystal Crystal Swirls also. Yeah, no, oh, damn. Yep. I don't have a problem naming them. They're the worst. All of them are the worst. I've at least checked out 2 or so videos from each one of those channels. Yeah, they're the worst. You know. GC says most will lie about their experiences if they are bad. I agree with that, actually. I think most of them have too much pride to admit, look, I done dated like 2 or 3 white guys. They were all horrible. Or I thought things were going good and he ghosted me. Or we smashed and then it was done. And I feel like I was just on his bucket list of, I need to smash a white girl before such and such, or I want to have this experience. I agree with you, GC. I think there's a plethora of reasons that some white guys engage with black women in bad faith for their own reasons, right? Like I said, I've said this before. I've met black women in real relationships with white men. Like you could tell that's on the up and up. That's some real stuff they got going on over there. But I would argue the vast majority of black women, white men relationship, it's somebody trying to be on the come up. It's some bad faith stuff going on over there. I would argue that's the majority of that. Right? Spainman says, by their logic, they should all already be married or engaged to white men, not on YouTube. Yeah? Nah, much of them are in, it's a circle jerk, number one. I guess and in their case it'll be a circle bang, and it's like they're gathering. They're just, and they want to snub black men, like I was saying last night. The whole cottage industry of snubbing, right? They want to snub black men. So that's why they go around here speaking about, oh, what was the video that came out recently with the black girl that was, or the black young woman that was like, oh, I could always go out and date anyone. Like, I don't know where people get this weird language from. Like, y'all could just go and pick up another person from a shelf. That's so weird. It's always been weird to me since I was a kid. People speaking like you could just be like, you know what, I'm done with black people. I'm just gonna go walk into the interracial store and just go pick up a white guy or a Latina or a Asian woman or an Asian man from a shelf. I want this. What's the price? Oh, it's $13.99.99. It's like, yeah, oh, I'll pick it up. I think I'll try an Asian woman today. I'll try a white dude today. This language and it's not just black people that use it, right? But this language is so weird to me. What, are human beings not human beings? So just because you like them, they like you, right? No, that's not how this works. Spainman said they spun the stories to make it like they divest because we're laughing at black women delete deletions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that's isn't that weird? Because even Chrissy did that, right? Like, don't let these, essentially what she was saying, and let's be honest, don't let these horror stories of black women ending up dead, probably at the hands of these white guys, don't let that deter you, black women. And it's interesting because if you're a man and you've ever been in any relationship with a woman, period, not even just a black woman, you understand how much code speak is with black women and women in general. So how many of these women are overtly saying what I just said? Maybe not so much. But Chrissy did call it scare tactics. So yeah, she pretty much is saying it the way I said it. Don't let these black men use these stories as scare tactics to keep you from doing what you do in this little swirl or divest thing. So yeah, you're right. They do try to spin these stories to make it seem like we're celebrating watching these women go through it. We're not celebrating. We're still trying to tell you, well, a couple of us might be, but most of us are trying to tell you, nah, just be careful over there. And we're telling you, it ain't what you think. And it's not, and when we say it's not what you think, we're not even saying like it's not all honky-dory. I think women kind of know that. But you're going to end up in very interesting situations over there because the power dynamic is so skewed. You're a black woman dating a white dude in an anti-black white supremacist society. And I know so many black women think you get a pass because you're a woman. Yeah, you might get a little bit of a pass because you're a woman and not a man. But nah, you still gonna have to deal with this anti-blackness coming from his family. Maybe even coming from him, coming from his friends. All right? Right? Joe said bust downs get old. True. Spainman says they're online switching on black women desperation low key. Yes. GC says black women act like non-black people don't see the content they put out. Laughing my ass off. Other races watch our discussions and content for entertainment. You know, as evidenced by Kevin Samuels, as evidenced by Fresh and Fit, right? Coach Greg Adams and all that other stuff. Like, these women see these black men, they see their faces, and they think like a good 20, 30, 40%, maybe even more of the people watching are non-black men. Yeah, the majority might be black men, but you have no idea how many other women from other races watch this stuff, and men from other races watch this stuff. Look how many times white women and Latina women called into Kevin's show. Look how many times Fresh and Fit and them could pull Latina women and white women onto their show. Some of these white women and Latina women having heard of them before. Y'all don't get it? When you would scroll through the live comments for Kevin, did y'all not see how many very clearly non-black men were in the comments? You think they didn't see night after night black women sounding absolutely delusional with their air quote standards? Right? Detroit said black women been getting deleted before Lauren Smith. Check out Red Supreme's channel. I know that Detroit. I know, right? And you're right, by the way. You're right. That is definitely true. And they're trying to duck and dodge those stories. They're trying to play down racism, anti-blackness. Like I said, you're still black in an anti-black society. Have fun thinking you could virtue signal to white racist men by being even more loud and obnoxious about how much you can't stand black men. Right? Shout out to that black woman wandering around here with the Confederate flag on her face. Right? Shout out to her. Ed said, these white boys are like, let's play a game. For real, like, bro, man. Yeah, all right, black women. Keep playing. Find out the hard way. They forgot that white supremacy has a dark side. Alan Stranger says that. Alan, I think for some, but I think for others, they know that white supremacy has a dark side. They just think that's only reserved for black men and for other men of color, but definitely for black men. They think it's mainly reserved for black men. And I agree with them on that. That still don't mean that you don't get hit sometimes. Right? That still doesn't mean, yeah, you're right. It is reserved for black men primarily in the black community. That still doesn't mean you don't get hit sometimes, even when you're not even associated with black men. How many stories we got to hear of the one black friend that went out with a sea of white people, and that one black friend is the one person that did not come back alive? Black women and black men. How many times do we hear that story? All right, keep acting. Alan Stranger. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna try not to laugh, but it's kind of messed up. But it's very visceral. That's why I want to read it. Milk carton hoes, but we some haters, right? Or right? Oh, let me read that again because I keep on saying right instead of I. Milk carton hoes, but we some haters. I. Exactly. Gone missing women. If you seen her, dial 1-800 da 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 da. Right? Y'all know how much this system get on black men? You think we could disappear a black woman? The last time people saw us, she was at my house. We were outside arguing, and then now she's missing, and the cops won't come down on me like a ton of bricks. And not the good kind that you sell in portions. Right? Right? But these white guys get to be caught arguing. They get caught with your credit cards after you gone missing, after they maxed it out. And let's be honest, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly to save my own ass, allegedly using it. Wait, how insulting is it to use your credit card to buy stuff to hide the evidence of potentially having been the one to murder you? Using your credit card to buy the equipment to bury your ass. How insulting is that? Now, all jokes aside, because I'm not celebrating that black woman's death. How insulting is that? And that's the type of guys you think are better than black men. All right, find out. And remember, he got charged with everything but any type of murder or homicide charge. He got charged with everything. Taking her credit card, using it fraudulently, changing her passwords. That man got charged with everything except for what he probably did. All right, cool. Because they did say without a reasonable doubt, right? All right. GC says divorce rate so low because once they get one, it would take the jaws of life to get them away from them. In other words, the divorce rate is so low for black women, white men, because once a black woman gets a white dude, she's not letting him go pretty much regardless of what he does. So, like I said before, they're grading the white dude with on a curve, right? So just because he's white, he gets passes even from black women, obviously. Obviously. What's going on, Namer? Namer says, and the 1% of white men that are marrying black women aren't necessarily marrying ADOS women. Plenty of said black women are African, Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latina, and even European black women. That's a fact. That's a fact. Namer said black women in America have the highest rates of STIs, don't they? From my understanding, yes. From my understanding, yes, yes. And that's not something to brag about as a black man, especially a black man that's in relation with black women, right? That's not something to brag about, but it is something to say, like, are you paying attention to the environment? Like I said, how did you how did you think this was gonna end? And y'all are the worst. Lexus Exodus, you are the worst. You're the worst. Right? Oh yeah, Spademan said shout out to the crying swirler with that and he puts a disease emoji. I mean, yeah, man, like yeah. Namer said it right. It's the Olivia Pope from Scandal Fantasy. True. GC said they don't realize how insane that makes them look. I think some of them do, and they just go along with it anyway because of of their lottery dreams. It's lottery dreams, right? Hmm. Yeah, man, this is crazy. Black Shane says the problem is they come back to black men after they get done being used like rags by white men. Yep, yep. Because some of us don't know. Some of us don't know that the girl you're dating used to be the bust down for some white dude that she worked with for, let's say, 3 months, 6 months. So she gets to walk around the black community like she's never had sex with a white dude. And in actuality, she's had sex with a couple of them at this point. Which, okay, cool. I'm not here to police your vagina. But the fact that you get to walk around the black community claiming some supposed loyalty to black men and claiming that you individually have never had sex with a non-black man, particularly a white man, yeah, no. Yep. So Black Chan was right. Right. Spainman said standards go out the window for white men. Yep. Yeah, women of color have a bad habit of doing that. GC asks, is she worse than the divested zealot chick? That's a really good question. I think they're equally as bad. Divested zealot doesn't come off as articulate as, and she doesn't have that whole like she doesn't have the marketing down pat. Lexus Exodus presents her stuff like she's teaching. She has that like lighter voice, and it sounds like she's putting on, but still, um, yeah, she's just it comes off a little. It comes off more authentic and more and smoother with Lexus Exodus than Divested Zealot. AB Media says SYSBM. Facts. They're simps as black men want to marry them type of women. Detroit's right. Detroit is right. It's a divested crash dummies. Essentially. I agree. Spainman says, I'd say larger numbers of that may not agree with divestors, but still expect black men to, and he puts quote, get in line with black women. I agree. I agree. I agree. Yep. And yeah, and that's that weird moral high grounding thing I keep on speaking about because they think they're the moral compass of the world. And so you have to get in line with black women because don't you realize that the we're on the right side of history? Don't you realize we're on the right side of history? So why aren't you getting in line with us? Anything short of pretty much getting in line with us, you're on the wrong side of history and you're doing a great injustice to the entire world and especially black women. Right? That's where a lot of that comes from. In my estimation, at least. You know. So you guys, I am home. I should have been inside. I am low key dozing. Let me see. Did I miss any? Spaceman says DZ sounds like someone's drunk auntie. I've only caught a little bit of her because that's the vibe. She gives me this yeah, like wino type of vibe, right? And like I just can't yeah, I can't listen to that all the time. GC said, I haven't watched Lexus Exodus. Good, spare yourself. I haven't watched Lexus Exodus, but when you bring up the dangers of the more polished divester propagandist, Mahogany Pink is definitely up there. Yo, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. As a matter of fact, that's the best way to actually phrase it. You're correct. The more polished. If you don't mind, I'm gonna start saying it like that also. If you don't mind, that's actually the best way to say it. I would argue. The more polished divester advocates. Yeah, and I think that's one of their allures to a particular cohort of black girls and women is that they do come off more polished. They do come off more educated. They don't come off like some hood sister or some ghetto stuff. It comes off like I'm upwardly mobile and I'm doing my own thing and I might have my own business and I just want these black men are just dusties and losers and they don't want anything good or nice or opulent or extravagant in their life. So I almost have no choice but to date white men and Latino men, but and Asian men, but definitely white men, because naturally, as I climb up this ladder, it's going to be white men because black men are dusties and they're definitely not in any significant number up here at the top rungs of our society. And to a certain extent, they're right. Black men aren't there in any great number. But they never want to have the conversation why. And even when they do, they pull a Cynthia G and say, well, nigga, that's because you were colluding with white supremacy anyway, and you're not trying, and you don't want to go to college, and you're a loser. Yeah, so anyway, yeah. GC is right. You're definitely right, bro. You're definitely right, especially about that polished, you know, that polished divester propaganda. Detroit says divested zealot sounds like the Craig Pops from Friday. Oh, wait, Craig's Pop from Friday? Yeah, yeah. You know what? if I don't know, I might be mistaken for crystal swirls. Yeah, but I was about to start talking about looks, and I don't really want to do that. That's kind of fucked up. I'll just keep it on their commentary and the way they sound, their rhetoric, right, their language. I'll just, if I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna get better at not making ad hominem attacks. I think sometimes it's warranted. Like, I think it's warranted now, but I'm still trying to refrain from it because I want to stick on certain points about how these people are speaking and what they're saying. And they're horrible. They are the worst. Like, I'm not joking when I say that. These people are the worst. And they actually, like I said that before, y'all hurt black women. Y'all could talk about black men all day, hurting black women, cheating on black women, whatever the hell. But y'all hurt black women. Because y'all send them out here to get slaughtered by non-black men. Because you talk about black men so horribly. You talk about black men so horribly. And then all you ever give is maybe every once in a while, oh yeah, there's white dust also. And then you spend the next how many videos ripping black men apart. And then a little segment, oh yeah, by the way, there's white dust also. Yeah, nah. Yeah. I read that, GC. I'm not even gonna read it out loud. But yeah, I don't yeah. Not yeah. Not for me. Not for me at all. I just realized I'm pulling a Zoe Williams. I realized I'm pulling a Zoe. Zoe will not call his sister unattractive. Boy, he will not. You know. But yeah, damn, Ed, I didn't realize. Thank you for being here, Ed. Thank you. But yeah, man, I'm about to call it a night. I'm dozing a little bit. But yeah, man, look, I mean it how I said it. Let me close out the right way. I mean it how I said it. Lexus Exodus is the worst. Black women, y'all listening to her. Black girls, y'all listening to her because y'all feel a certain way about whatever your situation is. She is truly a bad faith actor. Period. Now she's trying to play damage control because of some of these horror stories. And that does not necessarily mean that these people were subscribed to her or any one of the women I've listed. But what I'm saying is the women that I listed are sending their subscribers and their followers out here to get slaughtered by non-black men, specifically white dudes and yes, some Latino dudes. Lexus Exodus is the worst. And I do not understand how she thought this was going to end. Like I said before, if you think you're better than your black male counterparts, not enough white men are checking for black women. Not enough non-black women are checking for black women, those that's on the L part of LGBTQ, or even the B part of LGBTQ. Then where does that leave black women? So when I speak about black women engaging in same-sex relationships, understand why I bring that up all the time. Because there's only one real logical conclusion to what these women are saying. Because most black women, even in the divester space, they're not going to end up with these white and Latino and Asian guys. They're not. So where does that leave them? Right? So I'll truly pause right there. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night. Sleep tight. Pause. Stay the hell away from these people. Stay away from them, bro. Because you don't know what they're willing to do because they're harboring some anger about whatever situation they got going on in their life or that's happened to them in the past. I mean that, brothers. Y'all stay away from them. They're the worst. Lexus Exodus, you imagine whatever she got going on in her real life, and then you come in contact with her as a black man, and let's just say she feels slighted by you in the least bit. Oh man. So yeah, brothers, y'all stay safe out there, right? And I'm gonna call it a night. I'll pause right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Jesus Christ, you're the worst, Lexus Exodus. You're not doing this for the betterment of black women. You're doing it because you hate black men. All right, you guys. Later. I'll pause right there. All right.